Hey, gorgeous ones. Hey, gorgeous ones. All right, so it's Lulu. I hope you're doing good. So we're going to start talking skincare because I have really been off on talking about skincare on this channel. And so it's time to get back to the things that really we need to talk about. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite parts of skincare, which is exfoliating. So we're going to talk exfoliation today. So if you would like to find out why you need to exfoliate, what types of exfoliators there are out there, and some products that might be ones for you to try, stay tuned. All right, so let's talk exfoliation. Now, let me just say something about this. I've thought about it. I said, okay, we need to really talk about skincare because we can put on all the makeup we want to, but if our skin is not, healthy and glowing and things like that, it's really not worth it. Because once you take it off, people are going to be like, oh, what's going on? So, and, I want to talk about why. So let me say this first. I do a lot of skincare on a daily. And I know people be like, oh my God, I can't be doing all that. Oh my God. But let me just tell you what I think of it. I think of it as a daily pampering of myself and taking care of myself. So I don't look at it as a chore. I look at it as part of keeping myself, beautiful and pampering myself on the daily. And a lot of times we as women, I'm talking about the women, men, and men just don't do this well at all. But women, we tend to worry about everybody else and we take care of everyone around us. We have children we're taking care of. We have all these responsibilities and people, but we don't take care of ourselves. And we think that treating ourselves good and pampering ourselves is crazy. And I think that's crazy. And let me say, I'm probably understanding more now because I have more time. My children are grown. I don't have the responsibilities on a daily. But so I'm going to say to the women who have those type of responsibilities, who have children and other things like that, take the time for you every day. Not just here and there, but if you don't take the time for you, no one will give it to you. So you must take it. So I'm going to have a whole conversation about that too. But so let's get on to exfoliation. Now, I could talk about cleansers first, but most people cleanse their face. However, I do know some of y'all don't cleanse it well, so we will be doing the cleanser talk, but I just love exfoliating. And I think it's one of the things that a lot of people will do cleansers pretty decent, but they don't understand the reason behind why you need to exfoliate your skin, especially your face. And you really need to exfoliate all your skin, but let's just focus on the face. Now, let me give you the reasons why you need to do it. Number one, it slows down the aging process. Did y'all hear that? It slows down the aging process. The reason why it does that is because as we, our skin, has a 28-day cycle of life and then it dies. And you needed to remove it. Well, as we get older, the removal process isn't as easy on our skin, so therefore we wind up with it on there. So it doesn't, and dead skin cells left on the skin creates fine lines and wrinkles. So the more you help to, help your skin shed the dead skin cells, the more youthful your skin will be. It will not age. It's not talking, listen, and I'm all about, it's okay to age, but let's age the best way possible, All right. It evens out your skin tone. Let's be real. If you do a exfoliation all the time, it will help to even out your skin tone if you have places where the skin tone is, uneven. It improves your skin texture. And let me tell you, this is one of the main reasons why I do exfoliate, because I didn't take care of my skin that well for a long time. I was just lucky enough that I have good genes, and so my skin was not that bad. And let's be real, melanin helps. And I got melanin. But I'm going to say this, especially to my women of color, because our skin doesn't age as rapidly. So a lot of times we don't take care of it because because the appearance of it is okay, but it's dull, it's lifeless. And if you touch your skin, until I really started taking care of my skin was okay. But I can tell the difference in it now. Like if I touch my skin, my skin is soft, and your skin should be soft. It should not be very, dry feeling or, just not not soft. Not, I don't know how to say it, but not soft. And I'm saying this because I had to see that in myself, because I would sporadically take care of my skin. I didn't really have a regimen. I would like, hey, sometimes I would wash it right. I always washed it, put a little witch hazel on it, but I wasn't moisturizing my skin enough. I wasn't exfoliating enough. I wasn't doing any of the things to keep it beautiful and ageless the way it looks now. And listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm reversing this. I am reversing many things that I didn't do to my skin. So that's why they say, especially if you're younger, start now. If you're not taking care of your skin right, start now. Yes, I think some young people are like, oh, this works so well. No, it's not necessarily that by starting early, you combat the signs, you combat those issues with your skin early on. So that's just it. Exfoliating also clears out acne and breakouts, and it helps with breakouts. And the reason being is because part of the reason why you have acne and breakouts is that your pores are clogged. Now, of course, we're not talking about people with really bad cystic acne, but just in general, if you have sporadic breakouts, a lot of times it's because your pores are clogged. So by exfoliating, you keep those pores from being clogged. Now, I didn't quite understand this part, but I read up and I was like, oh, that makes sense. So let me go first, this one. It also helps with the better absorption of your serums and your moisturizer. I'm looking at my notes in case you all didn't know. And the reason why it is able to do that is because, you're opening your skin, you're getting rid of the dead skin, you're unclogging the pores. And so right after you do this, when you put your serums on and your moisturizers, they can penetrate deeper into the skin and work better for you than, if you don't do it. Now you don't, and then of course it reduces the appearance and stops pores from getting larger. I didn't know this part, but let me just tell you, I did know it does help with the appearance of pores, but I didn't understand that pores actually, our pores can get larger. And part of the reason why is because if you're not exfoliating, as you get older, the dead skin is accumulating on your face. And so it has nowhere to go but inward into the pores. And of course, the pores are only so big, and so they start expanding. So that's how you wind up with larger pores. A lot of times, not to say that's, some of us do have naturally larger pores, but if you notice that your pores are getting larger, it's because probably you have dead skin within them. Now, let's talk about the different types of exfoliators. The first type is a physical exfoliator. There's two types, physical and chemical exfoliators. Most of us know about physical exfoliators. Physical exfoliators use abrasive materials inside of the scrub, basically facial scrubs and things that, of course, have something in there to scrub your face and to get rid of them. The thing about physical exfoliators is that you have to be careful with them because they can do harm. They will get rid of the dead skin cells, but they can also do harm because they could be too harsh on the skin and can damage the skin, tear the skin, things like that. With that being said, let's talk about this one, St. Ives. This is that blemish control apricot scrub right here. I know almost everybody, especially as teens, we all was using this because we all heard this is the scrub you use on your face. This is one of the worst things you could ever put on your face. One of the worst things, because the apricot kernels, the ground apricot kernels are so tough on the skin. So yes, it will take the dead skin off, but it also tears up your skin, and that's why sometimes it does more harm than good. So what it does is then creates, bad cycle. It creates a cycle of things like your acne breakouts and things because your skin is inflamed and everything. So if you have this at your house, please get rid of it. Don't use it anymore. Now, I have a few physical exfoliators. I personally prefer chemical exfoliators. They're my jam now. I mean, I've always used, this is what you got facial scrubs. But now that I've gotten into chemical exfoliators, I can't go back. But I do have a few that I've had and that are nice. So if you, now a physical exfoliator is a little milder on the skin if you get the right ones. You have to do them a little more often, and the results are a little different than when you do a chemical exfoliator, which are usually chemical peels. So this is one of mine that I have. This is a Botanics. This is a Radiant Youth Refining Microdermabrasion Polish. This is a nice one. The reason why it's not too bad, I'm going to show you, because the exfoliate, the beads in it are very fine. So you will feel them, but they're not so harsh on the skin that they're going to tear your skin. So this one is a nice one. It will get the job done, but it does not take, it's a very mild one. So if you want to start out, baby step yourself into it, this is a good place to start doing your exfoliation. All right, now next up is this Pacifica Rice Bright Skin Luminizing Cleansing Paste. Now this one has rice and lemongrass powder, and it brightens, stimulates, tones, and gently cleanses. So this is a cleanser that has a mild exfoliator to it. So this is one that you would use daily. So this is more gel-like, and it's a very, very, very small amount. And then you'll see it, if you can see it on my hands, you can see that there are some powders in there. And so that's what's going to exfoliate your skin. And because you're using it daily, twice a day, it will help to keep the dead skin at bay. It's a good cleanser. I do recommend it. This is especially for somebody who has drier skin, who has a more sensitive skin, who's not ready to try chemical exfoliators. This is a good one, and it's a daily cleanser. So that way, for people this is a good one if you're somebody who says, okay, I just don't have the time for all these steps. So you'll get 2 steps in one. You can cleanse your face and you can do a mild scrub. Boom, you're done. This one right here is like for twice a week, to use it. Use about once a week. So if you want to give yourself a day to do it, use this once a week. If you just are like, look, I ain't got time for that, go ahead and do this. Now this one is really good. This is Dermalogica. This is the daily superfoliant. Now they have the daily foliant, but this is the superfoliant. And this is a daily one. When I use this in the morning, because I usually use, if I'm doing chemical peels, I do them, of course, at night. If I use this, I'm using it. Now, I don't use it every day, even though I could. This is a really good one. It is a chemical, it's a powder formula. So the way it works is, if you see this right here, is you put a little powder in your hand, I'm gonna just put a little, and you don't need a lot. So even though this is like a travel size. See, this is why I hate doing this part. So it's like a little powder. Okay, and I'm gonna pour it back in, because I ain't messing up none of this. It's a little powder that you make a paste. So you put some water in your hands, make a paste, and then you put it on, you scrub your face with it, and you do it after you wash your face. I'm going to put a picture of it. I don't know if you can really see it in the picture, but that's how you do it. You do it every day, and it helps to resurface your face every day. All right, so what it does is that it's a powder formula that you put, you make that paste with, scrub your face with it. And what it has enzymes in it, and it has alpha hydroxy acids in it, and some niacinamide, some red algae, and tea fruit extract. So this has niacinamide in it. I don't use this because it doesn't play well with so I use this in the morning, mainly because at the evenings I use retinoids, and you should never use niacinamides and retinoids together. So I don't use this so when I'm using retinoids, I really don't use this. And since I've been using retinoids, I haven't been using it as much. So if you're not using a retinoid product, this is a great product to use, or balance it out. Like the days since I don't do retinoids every day, I do them 2 or 3 times a week. Those days, I do not use this because I want my skin to be clear of it. Okay. What I almost forgot about is I don't have it anymore, but I did have the Dr. Brandt Pore Dermabrasion. That's a physical exfoliant. It's like a hybrid. So it has some chemical exfoliators in it, and it has a physical exfoliator. It's a very fine texture to it. It's a really good exfoliator. I'll be honest with me, it honestly kind of broke me out. And I think it was because the particles were so fine, they did honestly get caught up in my pores. So I wound up giving that away to somebody. They love it, but it does resurface really well. So if you like Dr. Brand products, the pore dermabrasion is a great idea. Now, next up is my jams, my chemical exfoliants. Now, the difference is, yes, these are chemical based. The thing about the chemical exfoliants, the peels, is that they really do work. They're very, you use them for usually you use them for a short amount of time, and you put it on, you let it sit on your face, and then you take it off. And what it does is it really does, really, really, really does. You will feel the difference in your skin immediately. When you're using scrubs, over time you feel the difference, and it's just not the same level of resurfacing that a chemical peel does. The Daily Super Exfoliate is one of the best ones that I would say is a physical based exfoliator. But normally with the scrubs, and I've used them both, once I started using chemical peels, it was like, oh, okay, well, I can throw these away. I do keep them here like for other people, but I don't normally use them. Okay, so the way I do my peels and my exfoliation is I usually do it once or twice a week. Because I love chemical peels, that's what I kind of use mostly. And I usually use one that's more gentle one, and then I use my serious ones once a week. And I alternate between the ones I have because, I like them both, and they do different things, and depending on the time I have, because some are quicker than others. And so that's kind of like why I have different ones, because some of them do different things, are for different times when I have more time, or if I'm really, really, really feel like, okay, I really need to wipe this skin clean. So that's how my chemical peels work. So let's just go ahead and talk about them. And I'm going to talk about them from the mildest to the whoa, yes, we have exfoliated our skin. So the mildest one I have is this Derma E Overnight Peel with AHAs, with alpha hydroxy acids in it. Now, this is a really nice one, and it's so easy to use. You wash your face, you do everything, and at the end right before you go to bed, you just slather this on and let it sit overnight, and then rinse it off in the morning. It will give you a slight sting, but it's not that bad. And it's a very gentle chemical peel. So it's not as intense as the next ones that I'm going to be talking about. So the results aren't as dramatic, but they still are very good. So if you're not up for some of these things, Derma E is a really great alternative. The next one I have is this, and I know this says it's a Hawaiian facial mask, but this is a pineapple papaya enzyme mask. And automatically when you hear enzymes, you know that there's going to be some exfoliation being done. So this is a papaya enzyme mask, and this is so easy to use. I personally believe that you should mask at least 2 or 3 times a week. Put mask on your face. It's just wonderful. So this one is a very lightweight gel. Let me see if I can get it out here for you. It's a lightweight gel. You put a very thin coating on your face, and you leave it on for no more than 5 minutes. All you need is 5 minutes with it on, and you rinse it off with warm water. Boom, you are done. And it will take away the dead skin cells, and that's the thing. So the one thing about the chemical peels is usually you don't keep them on long. Other than the overnight peels, they're on and off really quickly. So now here's one of my other favorites. This is the Body Shop Drops of Youth Liquid Peel. Now, I'm going to show you all this. Let me open it up. It's a gel-based one. And like most of the time with these types, you wash your face, you dry it. You must have dry skin when you use these, especially these last two I'm showing you. Okay, there we go. Is it open now? Yeah. Okay, so this is a gel-like consistency. Now this is going to be the quickest one you ever use. So what you do is you put it all over your face, and then you're supposed to rub it on for about 20 seconds until you see it start pilling up. You see how it's pilling up on my skin? Now, honestly, I do it a little bit longer now, but it takes about 20 to 30 seconds to really get it going. And then once you get it to pill up, you immediately rinse it off. Now, let me just give y'all what happened to me my first time I used this. The first time I used this, and I'm telling you this because it could happen to you, and I don't want you yelling, you know, freaking out, and then inboxing me like this waste that got me to use some stuff. Okay, so the first time I used it, I put it on my face. I was on the phone with my friend, video chatting with her, and I'm going to rinse it off. Well, it's rinsing off, but like here, right in my cheek, right here in this area, on both sides of my cheeks, it wasn't coming off. It was like stuck like glue. You know how you have those fine hairs? It was kind of stuck to that. And I'm rinsing it off, and I'm using a warm washcloth, but this stuff will not come off. It took me forever to get it off. I promise you, I was in the bathroom getting hysterical because I thought I was never going to get this stuff off. It was going to tear my skin. I was just so concerned. So I finally got it off after much work, and I mean, I'm literally pulling it off. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done to my skin? The next morning, I woke up, and I promise, my skin felt so good. I mean, my skin felt incredible. And that's when I fell in love with it. So what it is, since then, I know how to put it on. You know, I put it on for like 20 seconds, about 30, 35 seconds, rub it all in really good, and then I rinse it off. It sometimes does get that way, but you know, you just keep working it off and it will come off. Now, so that is like, boom, quick. I mean, that is the quickest one I have. Now, and I'm going to show you, oh, there's a picture of it. Now, the next one is, my last one I'm going to show you is this one from The Ordinary. This is a 30% AHA, 2% BHA. This stuff is the truth. This stuff is the truth on your skin. You take this is a little bitty bottle, and you see it's like this red stuff. I promise you. So you just wash your face. You must make sure your face is dry. And then you just take this and you put a very thin layer on your skin. Now you look like Leatherface, like this picture does, but you leave it on for no more than 10 minutes. And I promise you, you will feel it. It's going to feel like a little prickly on your skin, like, ugh. But when you rinse it off, oh my goodness, your skin is going to be gorgeous. I mean, just beautiful. You're going to be like, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. And so, and it's like maybe $10. This is like so inexpensive. It's The Ordinary. It's so inexpensive. I recommend if you are up for an intense at-home chemical peel, this is it. Use it once or twice a week. Your skin is going to be just, you're not going to believe the texture of your skin when you're done with it. You're not going to believe how wonderful it feels. I mean, really, I'll take it off and I'll be like, oh my gosh, goodness. So that's it. All right, so those are all of my exfoliators, my chemical peels. You know, I hope if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have some great peels that you use, if you have some that you want to recommend to the gorgeous ones, to the community, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. I love to hear from you. And now, if you're new and you've made it this far, as I always say, the only polite thing to do is on your way out to hit the subscribe button, because you know it's just the right thing to do when you hang out in somebody's house like this, my YouTube house. You know, as you leave, say, hey, I'm out of here. I'll see you later. All right, it's your Lulu. May you have a great day, and may life treat you kind. Bye-bye.